Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be doing another installment of the Blackwatch Intel coaching series, the agent training. First and foremost, I wanted to congratulate everybody and thank everyone for getting us to the 1,000 subscriber mark. Huge congratulations, and now on the screen you will see I've drawn the winner, and the winner of the giveaway, which is going to be the Blackwatch Intel jersey, and the $20 BNet credit is Reflex EU. Reflex, congratulations, man. Definitely get in touch with me. Let's see if we can get all the details ironed out and if I can get you your giveaway. So I drew that today around whenever I got home from PAX. So I'm home, I'm ready to start making more content, and we're going to kick this off with an agent training for Bankshotdrews. Now this is around a 3300 tank game. I think it's mostly Winston, and I haven't watched much of it. I was going to take some pre-notes, but I wanted to just kind of jump into it and give my thoughts. So you can see the composition now. Pretty solid composition. We have a Pharah and no Mercy, and you know how it is with this current meta where, you know, not running a Mercy is just crazy, but, you know, I don't blame people. So this is what we're going to jump into, and we're going to kind of take a look at it. So the team is going to be starting up, and I'll probably be making some cuts, making some jumps, so we'll go on ahead and jump forward a little bit, see if we can get to like the start of the game. You inspect. I'm not going to be listening to too much of the comms. I think, you know, maybe I'll touch on comms at a future date, but I think Bankshot, a pretty good tank, obviously, probably a better tank than I am, but just starting off on Nimbani attack, dealing with the Torp turret, not bad. Looks like you have a pretty decent dive comp, so it looks like y'all want to come up main, and this seems pretty good. You take a bit of damage and jump in, which is a little bit rough, so I think this whole first engagement might be a little like jarring and kind of tough because of that. But you're sticking to the Mercy really well. It seems like if you had a little bit of follow-up, which it's kind of hard to see from your perspective, a little bit of follow-up here would go a long way. So you're in and out. Your teams actually did follow up kind of like off your hip, and, you know, as you jump out, they jump in, are able to get a couple kills. So y'all are kind of trading here. Not bad. The Rhine pin is a bit unfortunate, and you're going to go ahead and wipe up that one. So overall, I would say the only thing that I would look for is maybe, you know, be a little bit more meticulous on that engagement. Just because you got dinked so damn hard, I don't even know what hit you. Maybe triple shuriken and like a Ana shot or shot from Torbjorn or whatever it was. They don't even have an Ana, so but you jump down to about half health right on your jump, and that's just, you know, maybe poor timing or anything like that. So again, just looking for something to say. I think that was a pretty good engagement. Definitely paying attention to your own health and your own limitations, which is super important with heroes like this. So we're pushing up main again. You see your teammates in the back, and you can put a little bit of pressure up top. A little bit dangerous, but you do fall down to the point and drop a shield. So now y'all have to find a way to deal with this Torbjorn, which is going to be hard unless y'all are just all in diving it. So you can recognize that your team is falling out, and you know, you're failing the engagement. You go ahead and back out, but y'all should be getting some ult economy above them, because they did use both their DPS ults, which that should be really good for y'all on this next push, I think, actually. But we'll see what the Pharah can do. Hopefully she can deal with the Torb turret, and, you know, y'all are definitely grouping up here, trying to decide which way you want to go. That's probably a part of the comms, and I don't think it's bad to split up a bit as well. And I like this here. I like how you're not just auto jumping top right. You see where the turret is. You're able to kind of put some pressure, force the fade. Nice. Not bad as long as you have a good follow-up, which seems like you do right here, because that could have been a bad situation to kind of put yourself into. But that's kind of the nature of Winston, you know. You really have to have a lot of trust, and I'd say so far your targeting is pretty good. Your focus targeting is pretty good. You're definitely putting a lot of pressure on the defense Genji, who you can more or less do absolutely nothing for his team, as your team is actually taking the point. So you keep the pressure on him. You identify the Mercy. That could have been really good. I saw that she was super 1 health. I honestly probably would have done the same thing. It was almost just like a little bit unfortunate that she got out of your grasp, but you use the ultimate. Your teammates are still kind of doing their thing. The Pharah fell, which is unfortunate. Probably wouldn't even have happened if you had a Mercy, but it looks like this whole fight is just a little long, but otherwise I'd say it's going pretty well. Diva Bomb coming out, still just keeping yourself on point, keeping yourself on important targets. Maybe wouldn't have focused the hog there, but again, kind of like your first target in front of you. You want to stay inside of your bubble, and you want to play around your team. So again, not bad at all. Now you can test this backline Mercy, and she's done. Good. So I think the focus targeting here is probably your greatest quality so far. You know, at least just in this gameplay. I do remember seeing this part, and it wasn't bad until you realize, like, oh hell, I'm gonna die here. So a little bit of feed there, but in kind of like the grand picture, it doesn't really hurt you. Just kind of one of those things to think about, you know. It's kind of like I don't know, like quickly identifying the threat. Like you were able to follow the Genji for a bit, but a part of you kind of should have known, or maybe should have been thinking about, well, would anybody else have respawned here? Usually on that point you only get like 1 or 2 long staggers, so you kind of could have expected that there would be people there, but again, not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. I think your engagements have been really strong, your focus targeting has been really strong. You just overextend a little bit, and maybe you're a tad bit too aggro, but overall not bad. So easy picks here with you and Pharah. And now y'all could get super aggro if you really wanted to. Jump after the Genji or jump up top. This is perfect. You saw the Mercy beam, so maybe try to get over to her. But your team should have 3 on. Not bad. Not bad. This is good. This is a pretty strong engage here. Just overall good street face so far since y'all were able to take that. I would jump after that. Absolutely. Drop your shield. Nice. And then just walk it back, try not to feed, make sure you can stay with your team. Again, your team is being as aggro as you are, which is kind of annoying because cart's being contested right now, and y'all probably could have had it if y'all had 3 on it in just even 1 more second. But nonetheless, y'all were just consistent. Everybody seems to be firing on good cylinders here. So far this has been a pretty solid gameplay overall. I mean, really the only nitpicks, the only thing you can say about Winston in terms of your performance is just like make sure the communication is there so they know when your engage is happening, so you're not just like diving in and feeding, which I personally find myself having a lot of trouble with. It's like you just dive in, and if the team follows up, then it's a great dive, and if they don't, then you're the feeder. So, but it seems like it's going well, more or less. Trading 1 for 1, and again another just random unfortunate Rhine pin. This ult is a tad bit questionable, and not just because your team was losing, but just because it seemed very impulse. Like you basically wasted the ult to save your life, which is not necessarily a bad idea. I don't know. I think that one was kind of a hard call. I don't think it was a strong position to use ult. It might have been better to just let yourself die. Again, this is kind of a 20/20 hindsight. Like I get to see it play out. Obviously, I could tell that your team was losing out on the fight. So that's just a tough judgment call. I think that's one of those situations where you're put in a position to make a call about your ultimate, and had your team not lost the fight on the outside, where I think they probably had a numbers advantage, that probably could have paid off really big. So nice spacing between you and the McCree. You use your jump really well. You don't always like full jump, you kind of like pull your jump back, and you actually space over your targets pretty well, so that's pretty impressive. And just good time management. See, sometimes this part right here, I would say, don't be so eager to lose this position, or to hold this position rather. You know, sometimes you see people that are like, they don't want to stagger, they back up, but then they end up staggering anyways. So nice constant pressure on the Genji, and target identifying the Mercy, and now you're just looking for your next target. This is getting a little bit hectic, but I think you're more or less fine because you've kept yourself on the cart. You had the nano boost. You're able to chase up on this fade, and this should be a reliable kill, I think. Ooh, okay. I don't blame you for that. If anything, you maybe needed someone to push up with you, and I'm actually not even sure if I could have identified whether or not your healers were alive, so maybe that's where the fault was, because even I wasn't necessarily focused on that. That seemed like a pretty good chase, pretty good stagger, potentially, but now with your death, it leaves opportunity for them to push up, and that's maybe how the Genji was killed as well. So, but you're pushing in. See, they pop the Valk, and the fight's getting a little bit hectic. So maybe I'd start disengaging here, and I think that's what you're looking for with your jump. Okay, not bad. It's just a lost fight. They were able to pop a couple ultimates. So, in theory, y'all should have decent ult economy over them. Maybe a Tracer Bomb, maybe a Diva Bomb. You have your ultimate, and I haven't seen an Earth Shatter, so they might have that. But we'll look at it going in for the last engage. You can see the Diva started to fly in, so that's good. Nice target prioritization, good shielding. You don't want to use it straight away. So the Mercy's dead. This should be a huge fight. See, her Fade is popped, and it looks like y'all are doing more or less pretty well. Flanking McCree's been kind of a problem. You were able to deal with him, not bad. And let's see where the target prioritization goes. Get a kill on the Moiras. Oh, that could have been an ultimate. But it just seems like your team's kind of getting dismantled here. I would say much more mistakes on your team's end here than on your end. It seems like the inability to finalize some kills or prioritize targets away from your dives has been an issue here, but we'll see. Pop the ultimate, you almost get there. Not bad. Okay. So not bad. I would say the strengths were definitely target prioritization and like finding the target quickly, definitely being able to identify your target very quickly. So very, very strong on that. A little overzealous at times, even, I don't know, it's hard to say that the situations weren't called for, but a little overzealous at times. So maybe just rope in your mentality of thinking, hey, you know, I want to make the smart choice, not necessarily the most aggressive choice. So we're going ahead and push forward here on the VOD. And you're playing Winston some more. Winston, D.Va, good on this point. Oh, too far. Okay, so we see they're coming top. And your soldier dies off to the left, which is just unfortunate because it looks like he gets headshotted by the Hanzo, so that's no good. You and D.Va could dive this and maybe look for a pick. That'd be a strong pick on soldier. The problem is he's just getting so much free damage here, but D.Va gets a pick and your sim dies. If y'all can kill this Roadhog, that would be best case scenario probably. And your ability to pressure top here is great. I just think that your team might be falling apart already, which again is not your fault. You're doing what you need to do on this. As a tank, I hate when tanks do not pressure this top point. There's nothing you can do. But your DPS have picked up a couple kills, although they're both down now, so we'll see what you can do. That jump maybe could have been saved because you were just right there, and I'm not even sure they knew you were there. You might have been able to walk out on point and put some damage out and then use it as an evasive jump to wait for someone to get there. But nonetheless, you were able to put enough pressure down and pick up a kill that your team could come back. And it was kind of a split fight for them. When your DPS got those first 2 picks, even though they died, I think that bought like enough time. They'll get to reset here. And I'd say your pick is good against their comp. You have to watch out for the hog hook a bit, but you and D.Va have the kind of like divey potential. So you're letting them deal with that as you're going to deal with the Hanzo, which is perfectly fine as long as they don't lose out on that. And this is something you do that's really good. You identify an important target, and you could choose to fight with your team, but you're also able to take someone out 9 times out of 10. You were doing the same thing with, you know, forcing the Moira fade. You're doing the same thing with Mercy, forcing her Guardian Angel, and you were forcing Genji just to die a lot in the first round. So I would say, again, your target prioritization is pretty good. There's really not a whole lot to coach here. I mean, in terms of your level, this level of play, Diamond, I'd say you're doing really well. You're fighting out the Winston, you're spreading out your DPS with punches. Now y'all might want to contest the top because they're walking out. So this might be a decent ult. Nice. I mean, again, you're identifying the same things that I would probably do here. And you're popping off. You're just popping off. You're crazy. I see why you sent in this gameplay. So nice, good continuous pressure. I would say 9 times out of 10, you don't waste your cooldowns. You don't pop them too early. Like, you don't jump in and instantly drop shield because you know you might want to reposition before popping the shield. You don't waste your jump too much. It's 9 times out of 10, you know. But I think the only thing you could really improve on is team play, which does not come easy with solo queue, and like a little bit of your aggression, making more of the informed or smarter decision rather than, I don't know, what feels like the most aggro or what feels like will instantly get you a kill. But we'll see. They're running triple tank and Reaper, so we'll see how you deal with this now. So you get the anti. Again, I think that jump maybe could have been avoided because you didn't really use it for much. Like, you could have walked into the Ana, but using this jump good, so not bad. The target prioritization is a little bit weird here. I just mean like overall, like nothing's really taking any substantial damage. As Winston, you don't really have anywhere to go, so they're probably gonna get this. Not bad. Y'all might have a teleporter up, so we'll see. And yeah, they're keeping the TP alive. You'll be able to get through that, I think. Oh my god, so triggered. Okay, we'll see what you can do. Got 2 down. What, 3 on point? 2 on point. Your D.Va picked up a kill. I would definitely jump in here, absolutely. Should be able to fight the Rhine. That's huge. Huge. You probably saved the point here. Again, just a little bit overzealous with the jump. Not bad, but maybe just wait on the jumps for like a half a second longer than you do currently, and then you'll be able to identify the most like optimal jump. Although, again, that's like 9 times out of 10 you're doing it perfectly. So, Bankshot, my man, you picked a good gameplay to send in terms of of kind of like showing your strengths, I would say there's not much coachable here. If anything, because I think there's always something you can learn when you're watching your own footage back, and even if maybe someone's watching it for you, watch your shifts a little bit, you know, kind of, if you're close enough to him, I'll put it this way, with Winston, for me, and again, I think you're a better Winston player than me, if you can walk yourself into the situation before forcing a jump, I think it's always better, even if it means losing damage. But you walk yourself in, you force the reposition, force some cooldowns, and then you force it, and then you can use your jump. And that could be, you know, evasively, straight up in the air. That could be for high ground control, like on this point, super important for high ground control. It could be to chase. It could be for all kinds of reasons. So that's the video. Thanks for checking out this video, everyone. I appreciate it again for y'all getting us to 1K. We'll be doing another giveaway at some point in the future, but I don't have that quite planned out yet. So again, I appreciate you for checking out this video. Please don't leaving me a like and subscribe for future content. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat